Welcome! In the following video, we'll be explaining the correct process, procedures, and tools needed to replace the tip-on Predator's REVO carbon composite shaft. Before we get started, let's make sure we have everything we'll need. Tools: lathe, compressed air, dime shaper, micrometer, razor knife, radius tool. Shop materials: 320 grit sandpaper, 400 grit sandpaper, 500 grit sandpaper, 600 grit sandpaper, Loctite Professional Super Glue, Loctite 495 Instant Adhesive, denatured alcohol, shop towels, Predator parts, Predator OEM victory tips or alternative tips. Step 1. Step 1. Removing the existing tip. Before we machine any material, it is important to point out that changing the tip silencer should be avoided at all costs. Replacing the silencer forces us to remove vital material from the face of the vault plate, which over time could reduce front-end strength and durability. Always check the specifications for the product you're working on to ensure the vault place and VTEC tip silencer thickness are within spec before removing any material. Now let's get started. Here's an old tip that needs to be replaced. We want to replace the tip without removing or damaging the red tip silencer. First, we'll face off the tip. You may notice we're being very aggressive here, as you can see how well the tip stays bonded. Leave 3/1000ths of an inch of the old tip intact. Do not cut the black or white vault plate that is after the red tip silencer. When done correctly, the silencer should last indefinitely. Step 2. Step 2. Preparing the tip to be paired with the existing VTEC tip silencer. You can see the tip needs to be cleaned. By blowing it out using our compressed air, we get the pores nice and open. Now that we have some clean open pores, we're going to apply our Loctite Professional Super Glue to the tip. You want to spread the glue around the entire face so it is absorbed into the leather's pores. We'll now let that dry for a minute. With our super glue dry, we're now going to scuff the glue side in a figure 8 on 400 grit sandpaper, allowing us to remove any high spots that could prevent a solid bond with the VTEC tip silencer. Now we're going to clean the scuffed tip face with alcohol and blow it dry, ensuring it's clean. Step 3. Step 3. Installing the tip into the VTEC tipped silencer. Wrap the carbon composite shaft, vault plate, and half of the tip silencer with a piece of tape to protect from glue spillage. Now, we'll apply a little alcohol to the face of the silencer so we have a nice clean surface. With our tip prepped and existing VTEC tip silencer ready, we apply our Loctite superglue gel. Now we'll bring up our tip and wipe any excess glue off. Avoid getting excess glue on the carbon composite shaft's surface. The tape should help protect from this. We'll now wait 1 minute for it to set and be ready to turn it and shape the tip. Step 4. Step 4. Turning and shaping the tip. With our tip now dry, we can turn it down. We'll start with carefully trimming the excess. Make sure you are using a sharp blade. Do not trim vault plate. Now we'll begin sanding it down to spec. Avoid sanding the vault plate and the carbon composite shaft. We'll now sand with 320 grit sandpaper and check. Using the micrometer, check the diameter of the tip to ensure that it is flush with the shaft. Use the Loctite 495 instant adhesive to apply a thin layer to the outside of the tip. This helps prevent mushrooming of the tip. Next, we'll follow that up with 500 grit, then 600 grit. Now, we'll use the razor to form the tip and then refine the shape using a radius tool with 40 grit and 80 grit sandpaper. Remember to let the sandpaper and tool do the cutting work for you. Now, all that's left to do is to take some 600 grit sandpaper and take the slight edge off the corners. We've now replaced the tip on a REVO carbon composite shaft. Thank you for watching. You are a huge part of our continued success.